7 unhealthy INFP behaviors and what you can do to improve on them. Ready for some truth? Y'all ready for this? So I'm going to talk about some unhealthy INFP behaviors that I've noticed and I've also engaged in myself and that I've worked on and I'm still working on. And I just want to share not only what these behaviors are, in case maybe you haven't noticed them, but also what you can do to work on them. So I'm making this video because I wanted to help any INFPs out there or anyone else who has these habits. And even if you're not an INFP, this can apply to you because maybe you might engage in these behaviors. And also if you're an INFP, doesn't mean you do all of these things as well. Just take whatever applies to you. So if you're ready for me to keep it 100, keep watching. Number 1, not communicating what you feel. A lot of us, we wish, people were psychics and they could just tell how we're feeling by looking at us and what we want, but people are not psychic. So we have to communicate what we feel in a, mature, respectful way, not accusing the other person, not insulting them. And there are ways that you can do that. If you want to look up if you want to take maybe a communication class or something, or just look up YouTube videos on how to communicate, that would be very, very helpful. But you just have to understand that people are not psychic. And how can people help you or give you what you need if you don't communicate it? And when I say communicate it, actually say, verbalize what you want, not in directly, not in a passive aggressive roundabout way, say what you want. I know it can be scary. Okay. Trust me. I know it's scary to ask for help or just ask for anything that you need, because you're scared of getting rejected or, other fears, but it's better to know the answer. And that way you can kind of either move on or, maybe work on a different solution to whatever your problem is instead of just wondering what if, because you never said anything. Just learn to communicate. People cannot read your mind. Number 2, not listening to any advice or other perspectives. Yes, sometimes we can be a little bit stubborn about what we want to do and we're just so set in maybe our ways that we don't want to listen to other perspectives or advice. And, I'm someone who I don't like unsolicited advice, but there are certain people that I do want advice from sometimes, and I'm not saying to just take everyone's advice because when it comes to taking advice, I think you should consider the source, first of all, where it's coming from. Is it someone you respect? Is it someone that actually knows what they're talking about? Is it someone who has your best interest at heart and someone who's not trying to just manipulate you or just trying to get you to do what they want? So you have to, first of all, consider the source when you're, thinking about whose advice to take. But after you decide, okay, this is a good person to take their advice, to listen to, just be open to listening to them because it might actually help you. Because I have noticed, some people basically, they have things they could work on, but, people are trying to help them and give them resources and things like that. And they're like, no, I'm good. I don't have anything to work on. Everyone else is a problem, blah, blah, blah. It's just come on, you have to admit, sometimes, you could use some help, and also don't be so set on just only kind of being trapped in this kind of echo chamber of only people who agree with you, because that keeps you, it doesn't allow you to grow. You have to kind of listen to other perspectives. And when I say listen, I'm not saying you have to agree with them, but it's good to just hear from different points of view on different issues. For me, for example, I have certain beliefs about, politics and other things. And on YouTube, I like to just look up what the other side is saying. Doesn't mean I agree with them, but I just like to hear what the other argument is. And I feel like it kind of helps you be maybe a little bit more understanding, empathetic, and just not be trapped in this, just kind of be more in reality, because, everyone in the world is not going to agree with you, and we need to learn how to be with each other and be around people who don't agree with us. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying you have to agree with them. You don't have to argue with them, but just coexist. We have to learn to coexist with people who we don't agree with all the time. We can just agree to disagree. But if you're so just like, no, my way or the highway, I'm not going to listen to any other perspectives, like you're just kind of stuck in this, like you're not growing. That's the best way I could say it. Number 3, feeling so down on yourself that you're not taking any action to improve your situation. And this one I do see a lot, not just with INFPs, but just I feel like in society, people who they always have to be the victim, and they don't want to actually do anything to improve their situation. And I'm not saying don't be sad, don't be mad. We're human. We are going to be sad. We are going to be mad. In case you don't know, in case this is your first time watching me, I, deal with depression and anxiety. So trust me, I know about being sad. Okay. But I'm also a kind of person that I take action. I'm a kind of a go-getter. I don't fit the INFP stereotype of like the lazy INFP. I'm not lazy. Like people that know me would not describe me as lazy. But sometimes I see people who just like kind of do a lot of complaining, but don't actually do anything to help themselves. And first of all, nobody wants to be around someone who's always complaining and whining, because we're going to get sick of it. It's like, okay, what are you going to do about it? It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to vent. Get it out of your system. Do it. Okay, got it out. Awesome. Now what are you going to do about it? Okay, you can't be constantly just, I'm the victim, complaining, and not doing anything, because like I said, no one's going to want to be around you. And you have to take some responsibility. You can't control everything. Obviously, we know that. But just focus on, just think on like, what can I control, and work on that. So like I said, I'm not saying to not feel those emotions. Trust me, I cry. I'm a crier, okay? If I'm upset or something, I will cry. I will be mad. I might vent, but usually not too much on social media. Like, just stay away from social media. Just cut down on the social media posts, because people don't want to see constant complaining posts. I'm just a suggestion. So, one way is like, I like to paint. That's one good thing. If you want to vent, just write stuff out, like on a paper. It's because sometimes you just need to get it out. Like, you actually have to see it. So write down a paper, okay? Just write angrily, so it doesn't have to be on social media and everyone has to see your complaints, okay? Just get it out that way. Okay, once you're done, okay, now think, what can I do to improve the situation? Don't be the victim all the time. Be a survivor. Be a thriver. That's going to be a lot more inspiring to people than someone who's just always complaining. For example, I've had friends who they say like, oh, I want to, lose weight. That's a common one I've seen. And people will tell me that like, oh, I want to lose weight. And so I try to, help them because they want some help. And then I'm like, okay, so just start small. You want to lose some weight, but you don't like to exercise, just start with a half-mile walk. Then later on, move on to a mile walk, then a 1.5 mile walk. Then after you walk, you've walked for a while, then start, doing some exercise videos on YouTube, just baby steps, move up. But then they don't do any of it. And then what happens? They just complain about wanting to lose weight. It's like, okay, so are you just gonna complain? Like, complaining is not gonna get you to lose weight. Like, are you gonna do something? Complaining all the time doesn't get you anywhere. Again, it's okay to vent, but once you get it out, like, do something about it. Don't be a victim. Don't be a constant victim. Number 4, too much dreaming and no action. Again, I'm not a lazy person, so I do not fit the stereotype of the lazy INFP. So, when I have goals and anything I want to do, I try to make it happen. So I'm definitely a dreamer, but I'm a dreamer who actually tries to make things happen. But I feel like sometimes I'll see, people who, they're talking a lot or just dreaming a lot about things they want to do, but they don't actually, be like, okay, so what are you doing to work towards it? It's like nothing, like not really anything. It's like, okay, do you want any suggestions? And I'll give them suggestions about things that they can do, and they don't take any actions. Like, and then what? You're going to complain that your dreams aren't coming true? Like, you have to actually do something about it. So if there's something you want to do, look into how you can make it happen. And I know sometimes we can be pretty, we'll have these really big dreams, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, like I really want this to happen, but how am I going to make this happen? This is too huge, too big of a dream. Again, like I said before with the weight loss thing, baby steps. Just start small, break any dream you have up into small goals, because if you just think from like A to Z to the end, it might seem very, overwhelming, but just break it down to like, okay, what can I do today? What can I do this week? And just build on it. Every little baby step you take is just another building block, and hopefully once you take all these steps, using my hands a lot, once you take these steps and, add another building block to your goal, you're going to actually get there. Okay. So that's what I suggest to people when they want to accomplish something, but it seems too crazy. And that's what I do as well. I have some pretty crazy dreams, but you just have to start small and don't get discouraged so quickly if it doesn't, work out right away. Things take time. You have to have some patience. So, if you feel like maybe you are too much, you are doing too much dreaming, but you're not actually taking action, then just think, okay, what can I do? What can I control? What am I able to do right now that's going to get me a little bit closer to that goal? Number 5, closing yourself off from people too much and just basically being a little hermit. So yeah, sometimes, we can get in our little introvert INFP moods and just be away from people for too long. I know I have done that because I do enjoy my alone time. But you have to remember, there are, we do have people that care about us, friends, and it's nice to kind of check in with them once in a while, let them know, hey, I'm still alive. Hey, I still care about you. You're still my friend that I miss, and, everything, because we are, like I said before, people are not psychics. And I think it's good to verbalize sometimes how much we care about people, because I know for me, I'm trying to work on that, because sometimes like I might care about, a friend or something, and I don't know, I'm like, oh, they know that I care about them. But sometimes it's good for people to actually hear you verbalize like that you care about them, you appreciate them. Because think about it, like if someone did that for you, if somebody actually told you like that you're amazing and you're a great friend and they appreciate your friendship and all these like nice things, or if, you're dating, like that, how nice is it when someone tells you what they like about you? Like, so we should try to do that for other people too. And just let them know that we care about them, don't like close yourself off. And also it's just, for social skills too. If you don't feel like you have the social skills, you're not going to get better at your social skills if you keep closing yourself off, if you just spend most of your time online. If you want to get better at socializing, at talking to people, you actually have to do it.
Do it! Just do it!
Just like with everything, you're not going to be good right away. Okay? It takes practice, baby steps. Just start small. If you feel like, it's too scary for you to work on social skills, maybe ask a friend, maybe an ENFP or something. Ask them to give you some tips or have them help you just socialize, and I'm not saying to become an extrovert, but for me, like I've definitely made some improvements. When I was younger, I was pretty much a mute. I rarely talked. I'm still an introvert. I'm still, pretty shy, but I'm better than I was before. So like, I can kind of, if I really need to, I can go up and talk to, like people at work and stuff if I need to. I don't always want to. But I feel like, yeah, my social skills are a lot better, especially because I do hosting, I act. So that kind of forces you to, improve on your social skills. We do need other people to survive in this world. If you want to be in a relationship, if you want to have a family, like you have to kind of be around people or just learn to be around people. So just, again, it's fine to be alone. Trust me, I love my alone time. It's fine to use that to recharge, but don't do it so much where people are going to be like, wow, like they hate us. They don't want to be our friend anymore. So just, just everything in moderation, I think, basically. Just cool, have your alone time, that's great, but don't close yourself too much where people are just like, they think you're dead or they think you don't care about them. And like kind of like I mentioned before, if there's something that you want or need, verbalize it. Verbalize how you feel to people, because that makes people's days. Okay, let me just tell you, I did that recently. I basically wrote a poem for someone, a little cheap kind of lame poem, to kind of let them know what they mean to me, and it really moved them. They were like, wow. And I did it because I don't know, I just wanted them to know, because sometimes I think, okay, what if we die tomorrow? Like, wouldn't you want those people in your life that you care about them? Wouldn't you want them to know that you care about them? So I did that. And, I asked them, like, did you know that I kind of felt that way about you? It wasn't anything romantic, but they were like, yeah, I knew, but it was just, I guess nice to hear it. And I was like, cool, because that's kind of what I wanted. I just wanted them to know, how I really felt. And so, it's just nice to hear. It's nice to hear. So don't close yourself off. Tell people you appreciate them. And if you need to learn to socialize, try to, take a communications class, look up tips on YouTube, not from pickup artists though, or maybe get a friend who's really good at socializing to help you out, or just observe them and be around them. Number 6, not having boundaries, and if you do, not enforcing them. So I actually made a whole video about boundaries and saying no. So if you want to check that out, should be a card somewhere here so you can see it, a little link. But yeah, sometimes like I've known INFPs who don't really have boundaries, and they're so nice, and I get it because I used to be like that, like so nice that you would say yes to everyone, you want to help everyone and just be there for everyone, and then you don't, you're not respected, people take advantage of you, and then you get resentful. But recently I have been working on setting boundaries, and not just having boundaries, but actually enforcing them. That's the thing. Like, some people have no boundaries, and so they get walked all over. And then other people might have boundaries, but they can't enforce them. Like, when it comes time to it, they'll be like, okay, I don't really want to do this, but okay, fine, I'll give in. So they give in. And it's kind of like, okay, what's the point of having boundaries if you're not going to enforce them, if you're not going to stick to them? And I know enforcing boundaries and can be kind of scary sometimes, because you're like, oh my gosh, if I say no, this person's not going to like me, or whatever. But it's good to know that. Like, wouldn't you want to know that a person doesn't like you or doesn't respect you? Because that way you can just get them out of your life, like, and stop wasting your time on them. People who get mad at you because you have a boundary and because you say no, they don't respect you. Why would you want that person in your life? So if you want some more tips on how to enforce your boundaries and how to say no, check out my video that I did on that topic. And number 7, not loving yourself enough. This one I think is probably one of the most important ones, because I feel like this one is kind of at the root of a lot of the other ones, because if you don't love yourself enough, you are not, you're going to let people walk all over you. You're going to feel like your needs are not important, so you might not communicate your needs. And then you're going to feel like, no one likes you, no one cares about you because you don't care about yourself. So you're going to close yourself off from everyone. So I know it's cheesy and I know you probably hear this a lot, but it is true. You have to love yourself before you can really love other people and help other people in the best way. You can't depend on other people to make you happy. You have to, do it for yourself first. Figure out first what makes you happy. What do you want to do? And just know that you deserve happiness. You deserve love, but you have to love yourself, because if you take care of yourself, if you love yourself, you're going to be just, in a happier space, in a better space. And then you'll be able to better help other people. You'll be a more positive, a better presence around other people. I know a lot of us have probably come from not so great childhoods where we were kind of told or shown that we didn't really matter, what we wanted didn't matter, and we didn't deserve things or just love. And that was my case. That's where I've come from, and I'm going to therapy, and that has helped me a lot. I'm taking better care of myself. Don't feel guilty about taking care of yourself, because you have to, okay? If you want to be a good friend, a good significant other, a good parent, you're going to be better for them if you take care of yourself, okay? People who try to make you feel guilty or selfish for, trying to do nice things for yourself once in a while, or having boundaries or whatever, they have problems. They need to probably go to therapy. Love yourself and take care of yourself, because you deserve it. Take care of your mind, take care of your body, because like I said, that's just going to make you just a better, more improved version of yourself, and you'll be able to better help other people and be there for them. All right. So I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully this wasn't too hard for you to hear. I mean, I don't think I said anything too mean. Also, if there was something I said that maybe really stung, that might be something you probably need to work on. That might be a sign. Think why did this hurt me so much? Maybe it's probably something you need to work on. And I'm doing this just to help. Okay. That's why I wasn't just pointing out unhealthy things. I was trying to give you guys advice on what you can do. I also made a video about my kind of self-love, self-care journey. If you want to watch that, I'll post a link somewhere here so you can kind of see where I came from when it comes to that. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you also have any other suggestions that you want to share with everyone else, let's share, let's help each other out. Also, if there are any other unhealthy INFP behaviors that you've noticed as well, let us know in the comments, but be helpful. So don't just point it out, also, point it out, but also suggest what people can do to improve, because we're not trying to be negative here. Again, I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to reading your comments, and thank you for watching.